For the ad for MHS, you first need to upload your pictures that you took of the front of the school. Go to My Drive, open your CP1 folder. Inside of your CP1 folder, go to New Folder, call it Ad for MHS, create, open that folder up, and this is where you'll drop all of the pictures you took today of the school, whether you end up using them or not. Then in Schoology, in our folder for this project, you're going to see an overview slideshow, these video instructions, all the downloads you need, text inspiration, which we'll need later, examples of finished ads, a grading rubric, and a place to turn it in. First, let's go to downloads you need. Just like the homecoming layout project, you'll probably get an error message first. Just click the arrow to the right. And just like the homecoming layout project, we have to download both of these files. Click the 3 dots and download, 3 dots and download next to both of these items. Then check over here for the progress. The template should load pretty quickly. This said it's finished. But sometimes the stock photos folder will stop and you need to hit resume. Keep checking and doing that until the whole folder has downloaded. It does that because it's a very large folder of photos. Once that's finished, it'll say done at the top. Go to the yellow folder at the bottom of your screen, then to downloads. You're going to see the template, which is blue, it's a Photoshop template, and a zipped up folder of photos. Just like homecoming layout, we have to right click, extract all, extract, and then if you get this error message, just keep hitting skip until it goes away. It's just about file names, it's not a big deal. Or you can do this for all current items and hit skip again if you get that error message. Now all the photos have been unzipped and we can start working on our ad. Click open. Open up, in Photoshop, you need to go to open and open up the template for create an ad for MHS Photo Challenge. I'm giving you a template which is going to be the right size for a magazine ad. It already has a text layer and it has 4 logos from the school district. You only need to use one of these logos. So first, choose your moving tool, which is the top one on your toolbar, and decide which of these 4 logos you want to keep. I want to keep this panther head, but not use any of these others. You choose the one you want to keep. On the ones you don't want, click it so that it selects. On the layers menu on the right, it tells me this is layer 5. I'm going to drag that layer to the trash can and that logo goes away. I want to get rid of this one, repeat, trash that layer, and also trash this layer, leaving me with just one of the logos. Again, you decide which of the ones you want to keep. Now let's do a background layer. You can do a photo background or a gradient background, but just like the shoe practice ad, I want to show you how to do the gradient background. Go to Layer, New Layer, then OK. Choose the gradient tool. Sometimes you have to hold down the paint bucket to see it, but this is the gradient tool on the left. Then choose what colors you want. With this being a school ad, you probably want blues or reds. I'm going to start with blues. I like this one. You choose the one you like. Click on the top left, drag downward, then let go. Then on your layers menu on the right, put this one on the bottom so that we can see all of the items. Next, we need to open up the photos you want to add for this project. Go to Open, go to Downloads, and by now you should have also put any pictures you want of the school under Downloads. You can get them from your Google Drive or your SD card if you need to, but open one of those photos of the front of the school. Let's also open a couple of pictures from the stock photos folder. To see them, do the tiny upside down triangle, which has more options, in either large or extra large so that you can see the pictures. You want a variety of pictures for this ad. You want to show students engaged in learning or their activity like a sport. Typically you want happy looking students because this is an ad to promote the school district and the many things that we do here. So I'm going to choose an academic photo, those 2 girls. Let's look for something sports. And maybe one more. Here we go. Here's a nice theater activity. That gives us lots to choose from. Now, if you remember from the shoe ad, I showed you how to click on the name of the photo, or in that case of the shoe ad, it was the logo, and pull these downward so that we undock them from the main menu. Then, with all of those undocked and just your ad there, let's move them over or downward out of the way so that we can see both your layers menu and your ad in the background. First, let's try to get this picture of the school onto the ad. When I click on the picture of the school, you'll see it over here in your layers menu. It says background. Click that and drag it over to your ad and drop it. That puts the picture there so I can use it later. I can see it. Now I can close the picture of the school. Repeat for each photo you chose. Click and drag it over. There's that one. I can close that one. And repeat. There's many ways to get the pictures onto another one. This is just a fast way. All right, now I have all these pictures. They're separate layers. I can control them independently and make them bigger and smaller. I'm of course going to need to shrink them down and start placing them around my template. This is the text. Let me get that out of the way. There's the picture of the school. You have to have at least one picture you took on this ad, and it can be placed anywhere. I happen to want to place it as the large picture, but that's up to you. The text can be moved anywhere you want to. You can place it on the bottom, the middle, or the top. I'm going to place it up here because that's just where I want it. Then I'm going to place these other pictures around it. Now, you can arrange this ad however you want to. It is completely up to you. Want to make the logo a little bit bigger? If for some reason it won't let go of an item, you just press the check mark at the top. All right, now for the text. If you remember back on Schoology, there was a folder or a file called Text Inspiration. Now, you can put whatever text you want on your ad, but if you're unsure, try to look at some of these and see if one of them works for you. I'm going to put Achieve Your Dreams at MHS. So back in Photoshop, I'm going to go to my text layer. It says text layer. Then using my text tool, highlight it and type over it. You can make this any size you want to. You can make it any color you want to. The color choice is up here. This is currently black. You can choose any other color. I'm going to try to use some school colors. You can do any kind of text treatment that you want to, drop shadow, outlines, anything you want to, if you're familiar with that in Photoshop already. And I think this is an okay basic ad. I have my logo, I have my photo, I have some text on there promoting Midway High School, then I have additional photos that showcase Midway students in action. Once you are done with your ad, however, again, you want to design it with whatever photos you want, logo you want, colors, text, and of course your photo, go to File, Save a Copy. Instead of a Photoshop document PSD as the type, I need you to click that and choose the first JPEG, JPEG. Then I'm going to call this Copy Done, and I'm going to make sure I save it to my downloads and save, then OK. That way I know which one to turn in on Schoology.